Good morning.
We started without you people, so I apologize. We're talking about similar figures, and we said with figures, angles have to be congruent. Proportion is two ratios that happen to be equal. All that stuff we read, the parts of the similar figures that match that corresponding parts. Now, here's how to determine if two figures. First thing you want to do, look up your angles and ask yourself if they congruent. If you can say no right away, then no, the figures are not congruent. Congruent, go right to the sides. And then, check to see if corresponding sides are proportional. Here's where the work comes into play. If yes to both of these, then you have similar figures. If you say no to one of them or both of them, no, they're not. You got two rectangles there. Everybody look at the angles.
Right angles.
Right angles. So when you match them up, are the angles congruent?
Yeah.
90, 90, 90, it's all 90. So, congruent, check. That's the first thing. Are the angles congruent? Now, you've got to see if Devin, give me one side of the small rectangle.
JK.
Give me the length of it. JK is the side. Give me the actual length of it.
Just
3. Okay? We're going to do, because I read things left to right, I'm going to put small over big. And Dev said 3 over. Now we're going to do a proportion here. Dev, what side goes with 3 in the big rectangle?
6.
Genius. So everybody put 3 over 6. There's a ratio comparing sides that are corresponding to each other. Let's see if that equals the other two sides. What would be the relation? What would be the ratio of the other two sides? And make sure you're going small over big. That's the common mistake. Who knows what number is going on next? Ratio. Cough.
7 over 10.
7 over 10. Perfect. And look, small over big. Guys, does 3/6 equal 7/10?
No.
How could you tell? Besides just being smart and knowing that.
Because 3/6 is 1/2 and 7/10 is not 1/2.
Ah, 1/2 and 7/10. Or how about everybody put your arms up in the air like the cross products rule. Guys, if it's a proportion, diagonal things multiplied will make the same number. What's 6 times 7?
42.
3 times 10.
30.
Are those the same numbers?
No.
Guys, cross your equal sign. Put a cross there. What does that mean?
Not
Not equal. 3/6 does not equal 7/10. And then, so here's my question. Are the two shapes similar?
No.
No. Not similar. The reason is because the sides are not proportional.
Remember homework it says.
What does it say?
It says, determine whether each pair of a polygon is similar. Explain.
Okay, yeah. Easy. Sides not proportional. That would be the reason. And then, what if when you multiply diagonally you got the same number? Would the shapes be similar then?
Yeah.
What would your reason be?
Sides are.
Sides are proportional. So that's basically your reasoning. Sides are not proportional or sides are proportional. All right. Let's check the next one. All right, they flipped the triangle on you there. Okay? Look at the angles first. Do the corresponding angles match up and are they congruent?
Yeah.
How do you know? What do they put in there that shows the congruency? Trace?
The curves and hash marks.
Yeah, those little hash marks. A goes with E. It's got one hash mark. That means that those angles are congruent. F and C got 2 little hash marks. And then the D and the B got 90-degree angles in there. So, angles, congruent, check. Okay? This time I'm going to go big over little. Again, it does not matter. But I just read things from left to right. So I'm going to do big over little. Okay? Tara Burke, give me one side of the big triangle. 5. Very good. Over. Give me the corresponding side of the little one that goes with the 5. 3.25. Who can match up 2 more sets of sides, big over little, to see if it makes a proportion? Catherine, give it a shot. Over. Perfect. Okay. What do you need here, guys, to decide if this is going to be proportional or not? Calculator. Okay. Type things in, multiply diagonally. See if you get the same answer.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna work out.
How do you know?
I don't know, I just feel
You got a feeling?
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give that as your reason on your homework and see how that can grade gets you.
Just had a feeling.
Yeah.
I think it's going to work out because I just got a feeling. I got a vibe.
Because usually what decimals does.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
If anything, it doesn't.
No, I think it does because it's like
It does.
a big number and a small number, and a small number and a medium
You're not helping yourself. Grab your calculator and type it in. What is it? What number is it? 39 and 39? Okay, 39 and 39. So, but there's one set of sides we haven't checked yet. Okay? Look at Burke did these two. Which set of sides have we not checked yet?
The hypotenuse.
We did the hypotenuse. 13 and 8.45, I think, are the hypotenuses.
FD and CB.
What are those numbers, though?
12 and 7.8.
Nice. Everybody write 12 over 7.8. You got to check them all, the third side. And then set that one up equal. It doesn't matter which one you pair it up with, because we know that these two already make a proportion. So I'm going to go with the 5 over 3.25. You totally could have done the 13 over the 8.45.
Mr. President,
Okay? Yes, sir.
they're not 39. Something.
They're not 39?
Yes, 42.
I didn't do the calculator part. That wasn't my mistake. It was just my fault.
Connor, what number is it? I'm sorry.
Oh, 42.25.
Probably have it written down on my
You
notes
say
here.
if you're looking for 39.
You
You
also
also
find
find
that
that same answer if you divide each
I was like, I envisioned this to be 39.
42.25? Okay. 42.25. But we did get the same number. Now, when you do it this way, guys, you're not going to get 42.25. It's going to be a little bit different of a number.
39.
Okay, that one's the one that's 39. 39 and 39. Okay? So those two, are these two shapes similar?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why?
Because.
You cannot say because. Why are they similar? What's our reason?
Because I got it. Sides are proportional.
Sides are proportional. You do have to check them all, because what they'll do is they'll make one set of them proportional, and then maybe the other one's not.
For all your answers, could you just write like they are, they're not?
Right. That's your reasoning. After you do the math, Maeve, it's either yes, it worked out, or no, it didn't work out to be proportional. Okay, does that make sense, people, or not? All right, this one, guys, put down angles are congruent. Okay, we forgot to put the little hash marks in there to show that, well, let's assume that the angles are proportional. All right, everybody try to set up a proportion from the little one over the big one. Because that's, and when you got your proportion down, let's hear it. You guys write it. Try something. Teddy, what would you write? 8 over 12 equals 6 over 8. 8 over 12 equals 6 over 8. Perfect. Multiply diagonally. Watch what happens. 64. I know that one's 60. What's 12 times 6? 72. Uh-oh. Are the shapes similar?
No.
Why not?
Because sides are proportional.
Because sides are not proportional. Even though the angles were congruent, sides are not proportional. Okay? And you don't have to check the other ones. Once you know one set is not proportional, you're done. Okay, that'll be the first part of your homework. The second part is they're going to give you a missing side, and you're going to have to set up a proportion to solve it. You guys can all do this. We did this last year.
So for the second part, they're all proportional, but you just gotta set it up.
Correct. Great point, though, Maeve, and I need you to read the directions to letter D, Maeve.
The two triangles are similar. Determine the transformations.
Okay, read that first sentence again.
The two triangles are similar. Determine the transformations that map one figure into the other.
Are the two triangles similar?
Yeah.
How do you know? Guys, the directions they have to tell you that the sides are proportional. Okay? So, what happened to the little one from the big one? Can you guys tell what kind of transformation happened? That's not a word. What do you guys think, guys? I don't think it was a reflection.
I think it was a translation.
I don't think it was a translation.
It's a rotation.
It's a rotation. How many degrees? Can anybody tell me how many degrees it rotates?
180.
Yeah, I think it's 100. I think it's a rotation of 180. But it is also a dilation because it got smaller.
Aren't all these like dilations?
Yeah, so all these are dilations. Very good. So, what some kids have to do, and I don't know if you guys can do this mentally or if you have to draw it out. Everybody take the right figure and turn it 180 degrees. Can you do that in your head?
Yes.
Yeah.
Watch.
Wow. That's looking magical.
8, 4. The 4.8 is actually on the right side. Did everybody see what I did there? I
Wow.
rotated it in my head so that I matched it up with the other one. And we're going to set up a proportion and solve for x now. Okay? A proportion, guys, when you start this stuff, just put a blank proportion down, look back at your numbers, and see if you can set up the proportion to solve for x.
It's not.
They are proportional because they're similar, so since they're similar, that means proportional.
Because I did 5 over 4.8.
Ah, does the 5 go with the 4.8?
No.
You can't put 5 over 4.8.
But after you flip it.
No,
See, I think you reflected it, and it's not a reflection; it's a rotation. You have no idea what I just said.
Yeah,
What I just said.
I did reflection, but it's a rotation.
Oh, you do know what I said. Amazing. Okay. What side goes with the 5, Maeve?
The 4.
The 4. Very good. So, can anybody set up a proportion using the variable x in your proportion? There's a bazillion of them that work. Tara, give me one.
10 over 8 equals x over 4.
Okay. She went 10 over 8 equals x over, not 4. I think 4.8.
No, 4.8.
Because the x actually corresponds to the 4.8 side because it was rotation. That make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that the only proportion that we can make out of this situation? No. Does anybody got another one? Connor, let's hear yours.
5 over 4
5 over 4.
equals x over 4.8.
X over 4.8. Genius. Will that produce a different x value?
No.
You can watch it get the same. Has anybody got a different one? I wrote a different one. Here's how my little brain thinks. I always start with x because that's what I want to solve for. I always x over 4.8 is the same thing as 10 over 8.
So it's technically the same thing as the red one.
It's the same thing as the first one. They put diagonal from each other.
And the same one as the green one.
But it's half. This is half of it, right? The 5 and the 4 is half of 10 and 8. So, all right, now we're gonna write an equation and solve our equation using our knowledge of proportions. Okay, Shushko, what do you know?
I know that 10 times 4.8 equals 48.
Okay,
And that means that 8 times x will be 48.
8x equals 48, or 48 equals 8x. I like putting my variable first, so I'm gonna write it 8x equals 48. Flip it around. Then how do you solve that, Natalia?
You divide 48 divided by
Which is
6.
6. So, we're going to set up a proportion, we're going to write an equation, and we're going to solve it to figure out the variable x. And use proportion, that's what we should have done. That's what E was asking us to do. I don't know why we did it above it, I apologize.
Because that was just showing it to us, and then the thing below it is what we did.
Right, and you have to solve for x. All right, last page, guys, you're doing great. Let's get through this. All right. Maybe jot this down at the top. We know if similar. If we know the shapes are similar, sides are
Congruent.
no
Proportional.
proportional. Don't say they're not the same. One's bigger than the other. Sides are proportional. Spell that word. Proportional. But also perimeters are. The perimeter of each one is also, guess what? Proportional. That only makes sense because if the sides are proportional, well then when you add up all the sides, their perimeter should be proportional. And that's what's going on in this one. Okay, quadrilateral ABCD is similar to WXYZ. If the perimeter of ABCD is 54, so we don't even know 3 of the sides, but it doesn't really matter. The perimeter equals 54. Jot that down by quadrilateral ABCD. What's the perimeter of the smaller one, WXYZ? Perimeter equals, we don't know it. Someone give me their favorite variable to represent the perimeter of the small one.
W.
W.
Dribble.
They're going to use W.
They did already use W. We can use W. You're going to use choose a different variable, guys, if you want to. I don't care. All right. You know that the one side of the big one is 6. The corresponding side of that one and the little one is 4. We know the perimeter of the big one is 54. We know the perimeter of the little one is W, or whatever variable you chose. Set up a proportion. You guys can all do this. Okay. Try something, people. Anybody think they got it? With B, guys. Try something, man. Wake up. Jack Muir, let's hear it.
54 over W equals 6 over 4.
50 perimeter over the perimeter equals the 6 over the 4. Very good. Is that the only one that works? Anybody write a different one?
W over.
Hey, let me hear it. Smell, let me hear yours, kid.
Wait, I have a question. Can you put like X over the 4 and
That's what I'm asking. Let me hear yours. I'll tell you if it's right or not.
6 over 4
Ah, that one I don't think works. Because look what you did. Is 6 part of the big one or the small one? 4 is, X is.
Oh, we switched them.
Can't have different, so that one does not work, okay? You could switch them and then it would work. All right, let's write your equation now, guys. We're going to use our cross products rule. Okay, I always like to 6W, 6 times W is 6W. And then somebody type in 54 times 4. 216. If you're smart, leave that number on your screen, because in the next step you're going to divide by 6.
36.
36, I think it was inches. They gave us the inches. So the perimeter, guys, of the small one's 36 inches. Perimeters are proportional as well as sides.
Yes. Doesn't that
Question.
make the second one, the smaller one, 2 the size?
Right. But notice, guess what? 4 over 6 is 2/3. Right?
Wow.
But they do want you to set up a proportion and do it. Like, you can type 2/3 times 54. That gives you the answer. But that's just basically you're solving a proportion in a different way. Mirror.
Couldn't you just divide 54 by 1.5?
Could you divide 54 by what?
1.5.
Where are you getting 125 from?
6 divided by 4 is 1.5.
Oh, 1.2, 1.5. So what do you want to do with 1.25? Or 1?
Divide 54 by that, because I still got 36.
Yeah, but I don't know how. Yeah, I don't know why you would divide them. Then what they want you to do is set up proportions for this stuff, because we're learning that sides are proportional and perimeters are proportional. Does that answer your question or no? Set up a proportion. All right, last problem. Okay. There's our first encounter, guys, with the similar symbol. You ever seen the similar symbol before? Okay. Put an arrow pointing to that squiggly. That is red, is similar to. So, triangle DEF is similar to triangle GHI. What's the value of GH if EF is 6, DE is 9, and HI is 10? OMG. What should you do there? No. What? Draw a picture. I have no idea what's going on there, guys, until I draw a picture. But be careful. Watch how I'm gonna do this. Your triangle doesn't have to be perfect, but the order of your letters matters. D, E, F. I'm gonna draw a little bit bigger of one. I don't know if it's an enlargement or a shrunk. I'm gonna take a risk here and make it bigger. D, E, F, G. I gotta match them up the same way. G, H, I. So I went D, E, F, G, H, I. If you went D, E, F starting at the top and went around, you better start with G at the top and go around that way. Now put in the lengths that you know and watch how easy this problem is. We're going to find GH. I'm going to call that X. EF is 6. DE is 9. And HI is 10. Ah, I got lucky. The right one is bigger.
Hooray.
Okay? Everybody try to set up a proportion using your X, your 10, your 6, and your 9. There's a lot of them that work. You guys do it. Colin, give me a proportion you think might work here. 10 over 6. I like it. Yeah, equals X over 9.
That's kind of what I did.
Okay. Look at your proportion, guys. Do you have diagonally the same stuff I do? For Colin had? Even if there are things that are in different spots. If you don't have, and then we're going to multiply diagonally. 6x equals 90. Divide by 6. X equals 15 meters. Okay? So if they don't give you a picture, people, it might be more clear if you just draw a picture. All right. Signing off.